Welcome everyone to your Mercury retrograde reading. Hope you friends are doing great out there. If you friends like this, hit that big old like button. Okay, this is going to be a two-part reading over here. First, we're going to get straight into the collective of the basics of what this Mercury retrograde is bringing to the table for the whole collective. And then at the end, I will do your sign, okay, to see how that's going to affect you and your sign. Okay, so let's get in here. Table's already set. It's talking about that Mercury retrograde, which starts in Aries, okay, on the 15th of March, and then we'll move into Pisces on the 29th, and then it will be over on April 7th, where it will go back direct. And of course, it will stay in Pisces, excuse me, while it's going direct. So we have some energies coming through. So this energy is saying Mercury retrograde in this sign of Aries as we speak is hot-tempered, argumentative, right? Impulsive energy. Okay. Going to have a hard time right now with decisions, right? What's going on? So watch for those tempers to fly, whether it's from you or someone around you. Okay, so we're talking about that Mercury. So no matter what, we're talking about those miscommunications, technology, meltdowns, deliberating headaches. A lot of people get headaches around this time as well. So if you know that you're prone to headaches, that could also be from that Mercury retrograde. Overthinking situations. Be careful of that as well. Aries is also about taking that action. So it might make you feel like you must respond to things immediately. Okay, or others are all of a sudden feeling like they should respond to you immediately. So however it's going to be, especially when you know that it doesn't have to be immediate, but you might feel like, you know what, I have to go now. That's that impulsive action taking place. Okay, so let's see. Get us a couple of cards over here on this Mercury. Yeah, that confusion coming in, difficult decisions weighing you down. So, you know, it's a good time right now to just avoid people who want to confuse you, right? Confusion, blurring the lines between what is going on and what's not going on. And you're going to get that a lot when it's in Pisces anyways. You know, once it gets into Pisces, it's going to even be different because now it's going to blur the line between what's fact and what's fantasy, right? So let's see over here. This is a great time for learning new things. Okay, just be careful about your communication because there is going to be a lot of miscommunication. You know, if you guys are planning things, make sure that you are always a half an hour, you know, ahead of schedule, 15 minutes to a half an hour ahead of schedule because of traffic or jams or this or that. Right? So make sure that you are, you know, taking that logic, okay, and using it to the best of your knowledge, especially because when it comes into Pisces, that logic is going to take a back seat. Okay, so let's see. Going straight to Aries over here. Absolutely. But it can be a great time for learning new things as long as you're giving yourself, you know, those extra moments just to really, you know, take extra time and just slow down and don't be too impulsive because there's going to be a lot of restless mental energy going around. So on the Aries over here, it's about that challenge. Putting up a challenge, you might feel like there's a lot of competition around you. You might even feel like you have to protect your energy. Please do protect your energy during this Mercury retrograde, as all Mercury retrogrades, right? Have this way of doing things. So this is where you're going to find that I need to maintain some control within this situation. There it is, overcoming some obstacles. Yeah, definitely. You're going to have a lot of energy swirling around you. So you might definitely be feeling like, hey, you know what? Why does everybody want to argue with me? Okay, so absolutely. So you definitely want to ground yourself. Okay. And going straight into this Pisces. This Pisces is talking about, yeah, now when it starts moving into this Pisces, you can feel like, oh, okay, here comes that fog machine. Everything's my anxiety is rising. Clarity is now becoming confusion. There's that, like I said, blurring between, those, what's fact, what's fantasy, what's real, what's rose-colored glasses. You might even be getting that effect for some of you of where did I put my glasses? Oh my God, I lost my keys. Just literally the fog machine over here going off. So, okay, so yeah. And definitely feeling like there's a lot of emotions coming out as well. So also watch those emotions. People are going to be in high emotions anyways, but it just feels like over here everybody wants to argue. Everybody wants to, debate their opinion. It's my way, the highway, right? And then over here it's like over emotions coming through, which then causes all this confusion. And it's like, come on, Mercury's already making, enough confusion as it is. Now, instead of tempers flying, everybody wants to be sad, right? Confused, over emotional, sensitive. Why are you so sensitive? Right? Because now it's going to bring that all in as this sensitivity, as it is, making closure, as it's starting to end. Wow, I like that. It's saying now I'm ending. Now this cycle of the Mercury retrograde is ending. But it's also going to allow you to make endings as well. So that's where we're going to start right now and say, okay, so how is it going to affect you, my friends? Okay. Okay, Libra, let's get in here and see what's going on, how this is going to affect you personally. Yeah, the water of spirit, the ineffable delight coming out. Beautiful. What number is that, my friends? This is going to be number 98. Time for that manifestation for sure. Bringing out those dreams and wishes. But let's see how it's going to affect you. It says, the inquirer, how could I create effortless or a sense of simple, happy acceptance within myself? And remember, this is coming towards, it's going to move in on the 15th. This is going to move straight into your 7th house. So this is going to be how you're managing those expectations within yourself. So this card here is saying, how do I manage those things within myself, but also within my 7th house of my personal relationships, right? So it's like a 2-in-1. It's saying if I do this with effort and I don't feel like I'm stuck, then I can move around it, and it will actually help my own personal relationships as well. Okay. You might find other people around you are stuck within the past. You might also feel like you were a little stuck in the past, as well as their actions and behaviors might be appalling to you at this time. Not even joking. You might even find that their individual has a lot of flaws that you have maybe had looked past before, but now it's coming to the point where it's like, I have to reconsider this relationship. These aren't just flaws. These are really bad excuses and bad behaviors. Bringing those up to light. Okay. Whether it's going to diffuse this situation into a playful experience where you're going to get past the situation is how it's going to work for each individual. Okay. Is it something you guys can leave behind and move past, or is this something that we, and we can work on, or is this something that I have to leave and reconsider this relationship? Because this Mercury retrograde might be their last chance to rise up to the occasion of doing what they're supposed to be doing. Okay. So it's really asking you to look within yourself, to look at the way that they're treating you. As it goes into that Pisces area, Your emotions are going to become a little more volatile. So let's look first how we're doing this. Absolutely, their emotional immaturity, disappointing. Are there any kind of new ideas? Are there any kind of new things that are coming to light? But you're going to have the mental clarity of the situation of what you're going to tolerate and you're not going to tolerate. Like I said, is this an excuse to behave emotionally immature? Is this an excuse to say this is just an internal flaw, I'm just like this? Or is that just the excuse to have the bad behavior? That's what you're going to be asking yourself about this relationship. There does seem to have a Ten of Swords as they're coming towards you. Okay. Now remember, it's going to go straight from the 7th house and it's going to move backwards into the 6th house on the 29th. But then that solar eclipse is going to come in and it's going to help you decide. It's going to help you move. It's going to be the helping hand. You also have the Venus in retrograde, who's also going to be there to help you move, help you be strong. Working through those pros and cons of the situation, wanting you to move towards the good luck that you have, breaking boundaries, making boundaries. Does this person make my life easier or harder? You're going to be asking yourself a lot of questions. Depending on how you answer this question, you should know whether or not where you stand within this connection. By the end of this Mercury retrograde, by that solar eclipse, you're going to say, this is where I'm standing. Am I standing in the right place or I'm in the wrong place? Because no matter what, you're going to be taking control of this relationship. You're going to say, hey, you know what, there's been a lot of burdens, but are these burdens worth the time, the effort? Because the 6th house is about your wellness. The 6th house is about positively influencing your life. Here we go again. How is the relationship affecting me? My wellness, my mental, my heart. Because no matter what, you're going to have some kind of happy surprise that's going to come through, making some kind of solid connection toward yourself, for yourself. And it's going to depend, though, on how you're making this connection and how they're answering the questions and how you decide to weigh your pros and cons, how it's going to boil down to each question, each thing that you're doing, right? Is there strength within this situation? Or is it just a bunch of fantasy? Are there a bunch of lies, a bunch of fantasy? Are they going to be wearing rose-colored glasses when this, it rolls into Pisces and brings out all this illumination? Are they going to be playing, fantastical games? Is this some kind of game or is this real? Is this, but I'm going to heal from the situation. But like I said, no matter what, there's going to be some kind of transition. There's going to be some kind of change that's going to come out of this situation. And before you know it, you will have the 10 of Cups, one way or another, whether or not you're holding on to this person or not, because Mercury retrograde says, I want you to let go, but you also are in an eclipse season as well that says, I need you to let go of things so I can bring you the Ace of Pentacles, so I can bring you the 10 of Cups, so I can bring you what it is you truly need, Libra. Are you holding on to something that you know is a dead end, or are you holding on to something that really definitely has potential and needs to be fixed? But we need to fix this together. Because no matter what, that's what it's going to come down to. And how healthy is it on me? Is it for my highest good? Because if it's not for my highest good, I can let it go and the good Lord will give me something better. Ooh. Lots and lots of in the knowing over here. You will have the, and like I said, that Venus is going to come in and it's really going to help you out with all these past thoughts, with all these memories, with all these things that are going on, making you strong, bringing in the happiness, it's going to do exactly what you need. That no matter what the scenario is, you're going to be able to put this behind you and walk that road. But that road is not going to be the road of loneliness. It's not going to be the road of hardship. It's not going to be the road of contempt. It's going to be the road of happiness and passion and true love, self-love, and what it is you truly desire within the Ace of Cups. Because that's what it's trying to do. It's making you plant seeds. It wants you to move towards the lifestyle you've been longing for. And that's why I do really love this Mercury retrograde with the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse. Last year it came in at the solar eclipse, but it didn't give way to the lunar eclipse. So with it coming in on the lunar eclipse and then going through the solar eclipse is beautiful, because it really is saying, hey, let's really get through this. Let's really get inspired to really make those changes for ourselves. And then having that Venus in retrograde, for you, that's your planet, just like mine. I'm Taurus, right? And Libra moon. So, and Venus and Taurus and Venus, so you guys might have a lot of that as well. You might have a lot of Venus in your chart. Okay. But however it is, it doesn't even matter. It's like they're reaching out so that you don't resist the urge to say, I don't know if I want that. It's like the universe is saying, that's too bad. I'm throwing it at everybody on this planet to tell you this is what I'm doing. Now it's going to be up to you whether you value. It's up to you whether you feel the excitement for your life. It's up to you whether or not you want to change the things. I say within this time and place, I know for Mercury retrograde, it's like, oh God, but you know what? With all these eclipses, I want you to feel that excitement. I want you to feel that reconnecting. I want you to feel what it is you truly feel deep down inside, and do not allow this to just become the mistake, or to become the mistake for passion, or the self-sabotage, or letting someone else sabotage you. I want you to see it in a whole different way. I want you to get excited. The more excitement, the higher the vibration. The higher the vibration, the more you can get past all the crap that Mercury retrograde wants to throw. Remember, it's going to throw all this shit in the very beginning of the reading towards you. That's what everybody does. But it's about how you're dealing with it. How are you dealing with these things? I want you to channel your energy back into the things that you love, doing what it is you want, and seeing a difference within your lifestyle, within your connections, and the way that you're seeing things. And that is truly how you will really come up out of this. And I'm telling you right now, within that next 6 months, the next lunar eclipse season, or just eclipse season, you are going to see immense changes if you allow it to. Let it open you up. Let it improve your life, my friends. And I'm really not kidding. I'm doing it myself. You know what? Just allow it to let it go. Yes, people are still going to piss you off, but remember, you don't have to stay there. Don't let that become your home. You let them piss you off and then say, you know what, forget it, because you know what, I have this over here. I know I have an Ace of Cups. I know I have an Ace of Pentacles. I need other things to worry about. Not that you're gossiping over here, or that you want to challenge me, or you want to be an asshole, or you want to be over emotional right now. I'm sorry, here, let me give you a tissue. Because in seriousness, not to be mean, and that's not being mean, it's that everybody is dealing with something. But you can't just get stuck and this energy of someone else, because they will try to sabotage it. You will feel it. And you know what? It's crazy, because for a lot of them, they're not meaning to. It's just them not knowing how to deal with the emotions. Remember, my friends, I say it all the time, high emotions, low intelligent, when they want to suck you in. And remember, misery loves company. A lot of people are going to be miserable. They don't know how to get out of these things. They don't watch tarot like you. They don't watch their astrology. They don't pay attention. So they get sucked into these energies, and they get thrown into this like vortex of misconfuzzled and confuzzled energy where they don't know how to control themselves. And it will try to suck us in too. But we need to ground ourselves and say, hey, you know what? You sucked me in for that minute, and I'm throwing it back out. So do not allow this, to discourage you. If you have somebody who's trying to reconnect with you from this long lost ex, tell them, oh, I'm so glad that you wrote. That's so nice. Bye. Or don't answer it. But don't let it upset you, because that brings in all these emotions. And yes, that's the thing that it wants to trigger. It wants to trigger you to see if you've really healed from that. If it didn't trigger you, you're healed. If it triggers you and you get pissed, you're not healed. Let it go. Just tell them in your head, you know what? I forgive you. Fuck you. Goodbye. And you don't even have to text that. You can just say it in your mind, because I want a bigger, better fish. You're a little fish. You're a little fish that gives me nothing. You haven't given me anything. Why do you want to come back? So this is the time to really set the intentions to revitalize yourself. And then when that solar eclipse comes in, you're going to feel like this new person. But yes, in between this time right now, before the solar eclipse on the 29th, you're really going to feel that. But be careful of that imagination. Be careful of that Pisces energy, right? And even when they do come back and you're in this fiery, impulsive energy, don't let it burn you down. Don't let people make you into a fireball. Keep yourself as balanced as possible. And you guys are going to see a beautiful comeback. Guaranteed. Until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.